All right, okay. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome in a good morning to my 400, man, it's proud to say. 400 plus strong. I see the audience count is rising. Snoop Dogg said a thing about streaming into any streaming society, which again, shout out to Spotify for podcasters. For putting on a platform where we can speak the truth, man. Y'all welcome in to another episode of A Different View. There's going to be a few topics we hit on today, some more than others because some aren't really worth our time anymore, ladies and gentlemen, on this podcast, right? Those that understand the thing, those who have come up higher in their level of conscience and their level of belief, understanding that which they believe in is not built on shaky ground. It is built on a solid foundation, as scripture says, right? Y'all know on here that your boy is Christian, believes in the tenets of Christianity, but will not put up with the fluff anymore of that which he believes in. And on this platform, all peoples of all different types, of all different beliefs have a safe haven. I think that if Jews were able to hide the harlot Rahab, I think there needs to have a conversation about that which you believe in and hold to, regardless of what other people believe in and hold to. There's a way you treat folks. And we, those of us of the Christian faith, have been quite poor, if I might say, on it. And we're here to talk the other side of things of life and belief here. Okay. So y'all welcome in. June 1st, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit June 1st. Let me go over here, just change my calendar real quick. You know, your boy can be slow sometimes with life and everything like that. Let me just come on over, switch over the calendar. We done went from May, right? We've been blessed with life, love, power, and a sound mind, ladies and gents. I wonder how that sounds on the podcast there as I walk away and all that kind of thing. I'm using headphones lately, so if my voice has sounded different than it has in past episodes, we're starting to use some headphones as money increases, as things get better. Certain things on this podcast will get better. Okay, this is not a plug for money. We're just saying how that thing works. At the end of the day, and again, this is not to worry. Again, your boy is not. You will know if we ever go to that part where there is submission of funds again, and it is something as people choose to give. Okay, where we do subscriptions and all that kind of thing. This is as people choose to give, and we're not at that level. So you don't have to worry about that. Again, on here, this is not about passing around collection plates. It's about giving as you so choose. That's to someone who is blessed in your life, and y'all can do that with me, whether it's through Spotify for podcasters or not, right? So, I just got to put that out there. Again, there's nothing wrong with people making money. I want to be very, 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 very clear on this because this is where greed kicks in, and it's twisted the mind on how money making is a very necessary thing in this life, even down to the things people say you shouldn't be making money in. Like many of the words where you get, nah, I won't go there. I won't. It will be a time to go there. When we do, people will understand clearer. Okay. Again, we're not talking on things illegal. Some of the things that people say are illegal, they made it so that folks could not make money. For case in point, I will go this route. When it comes to DraftKings and gambling, which will lead us into a segue about one Mr. Former President Donald Trump. We'll put a little bit of respect on the man's name to an extent here. And that goes for most government officials, by the way. See, and we will get on it by re-referencing something we've spoken on this podcast before. Okay. DraftKings comes up. People don't want you making money no matter which way it is, y'all. See, however you can make money on the side, they're allowed to do it on your back, but it's not allowed to be done the other way. I want to make that very clear on this podcast. I really, really do. I want people to be able to do what they do normally in the mind, which is make excuses why that's not the case. That's how much proof I'm going to show it to y'all over time on this podcast, because I'm done. I'm done. Why? Again, you're able to make money by sitting back in a conference room somewhere, in an office building somewhere, in an office room somewhere, right? While other people make you money, you ain't really doing that struggling. See, again, when we talk about this boss-employee thing, y'all, employer-employee thing, we have to come to certain conclusions that I think the employee specifically, because your boss done figured it out. And in many cases, they're just shocked as to why y'all haven't figured it out yet, man. Hey, June 1st, man. Shout out to June, man. Whew, shoot. Shout out June one time. The national month of June. Juneteenth leads, man. But Juneteenth ain't the only thing that's here, right? You got Pride Month this month, y'all. Not the only thing here this month, right, y'all? We talked about May, didn't we? We talked about what May had and what May was about, which had to do with Pacific Islander, correct? We talked about Pacific Islander and all of the things inside that Asian and Pacific, right? What about the good old month of June? What about June? Let's look here for a little bit. Let's just search the old computer. If some of y'all find it, feel free to, shout at your car speaker or whatever Bluetooth speaker you may be on. You know what I mean, y'all? Those who listen to radio a lot, that's the real cool thing about podcasts, man, is that brings it back a little bit, man. There's a song out there that talks about with MTV how video killed the radio star, and some real stuff in that song because video killed the radio. You got to understand, ladies and gents, when it comes to certain things here, they're after a lot, man. They don't want the jobs you saw of yesteryear. Don't you see how they just right from under your nose? Again, I guess like that Toucan Sam thing on Fruit Loops, a lot of people weren't following their nose. They don't mean for y'all to be making money as easily as it used to be. That's why stuff like DraftKings is necessary. If y'all play sports, man, we're not going to talk about, oh no, KJ, you shouldn't be encouraging gambling. Can y'all explain to me where people are supposed to make money? Is it only just supposed to be by working that 40-hour job because they ain't paying you what they're supposed to? Them talents you got, y'all put them into certain... Again, if you were encouraged to usury, you were encouraged to put your money to the usury, which was a crooked environment, than to just bury your thing somewhere not being used, then at the very least go there. That's what you're being told, y'all. But we don't take that for real life. That's just an example. That's just it's just a cute little story. It's a parable. Folks don't understand how things are done here. June also deals with Caribbean. Hey, man. Caribbean Heritage Month this month, y'all. Shout out to my West Indian brother and sister. My East Indian brother and sister. Again, that's dealing, both sides of the planet, different conversation, different people group, but the island folk. I know. That's where a bunch of them heathen should be. There should be havens there in those islands, but I digress. People that stood up against tyranny, man. You talk about Juneteenth and standing for freedom. Y'all don't really know how far-reaching racism really affected this life, man. You don't. Down to worship, man. Down to the church. Can't even shout hallelujah together with each other because you've been poisoned in the mind by massa to think because those folks are the darker skin color not supposed to be in your church. Man, you tell me about our racism. Woo, who can use the bathroom? Who can't use the bathroom? We defending Jerry Jones and just all type of mess, all the way down to a lot of this stuff here where people, and we've already gone over it before, but we'll continue, where people put some level of faith in this government that has been erected and constructed, y'all, to destroy you slowly. Which one do you choose? If you love this life, you will lose it. I could care less about Donald Trump being convicted of stuff, y'all. Government officials should be lined up and convicted of the crimes they have done against humanity. A mile long, y'all. And longer than a mile, man. You talking history since people like to play around with the 1600s or the 1700s where the government exists, U.S. government existed then. I'm telling y'all, yeah, you want to look at the legal part of it, that's fine. These folks touched these lands and destroyed them in such a horrible way and was scouting them out. Talking about my Caribbean brothers and sisters. Over in Haiti and over in Jamaica and over in the DR and over in Cuba. Just living and chilling. Worshiping God in their own way, not worshiping God in their own way, just living life in peace with their own problems to overcome. And here Europeans had to just come along, the French and the English, the Spanish, the Portuguese, y'all just destroying life. Inviting your descendants and your friends and family members over here to take land from people already living here, man. That's oh man, creating this sick soup today that your great grandbabies have got to deal with, man. It's again. Yes, shout out to that little TikTok thing, man. Oh, no. PTSD is another awareness in this month, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out, speaking about Griggity Greats, our Griggity Great ancestors, grandparents, who fought to keep this thing going. You know, PTSD, while it does deal with matter of fact, let's just read it. Let's just read it, right? It's just good to read it because we do too many acronyms. It's the reason why I tried to get away, I should say, from saying MLK Day and actually say the man's name, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right? We do too much of the acronym to get it. Same thing with 9/11. No, September 11, 2001. See, it gives it a little bit more. George Carlin did a skit about that, how PTSD, which is short for post-traumatic stress disorder, which again, the stuff that people are dealing with that has happened after the trauma and after the stress is not just to the military. People are dealing with PTSD on a very serious level. There's a lot of traumas that has gone on in life, y'all. I know we don't look at it that way. See, we just ended Mental Health Month, but thank God it still continues. See, we're talking about the times under heaven, man. Y'all should not poo-poo these times they're doing these national holidays with, man. It's bring your remembrance up to date, y'all. What do you remember? What do you remember about your dear parent and grandparent and brother and sister of grandparent, folks who served this country, not meaning to give them their fair due in return? So see, when you go back into the 40s and 50s and you got the GI Bill made, that they made sure that they cut black people out of it. Don't you understand the schism your grandparents went through, having to go through that on top of looking for a home, on top of needing money to do it, of which those they defended live high off the hog on their sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. We've missed the compassion part. We really have, man. We really have. You think calculated like Massa does, but you're missing elements because you're out of balance. We all have experienced that. It's time to get back into balance. Me, everybody, man. Post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what the month of June deals with. That's part of the awareness. And y'all look out for your brothers and sisters here who deal with that, man. Dear men and women offing themselves because they don't want to deal in this life anymore. I'm done making fun of those y'all who are suicidal, that may listen to this podcast, that may listen to this episode. There's hope for you to continue on this planet. Don't you let that which has sucked it out of you, suck it out of you any further, not for one more moment. This is real. Where has the compassion gone that y'all can't talk to the ones bleeding and dying on the road in the story of the Good Samaritan? Where did you go? No different than the question Jesus asked his disciples. Y'all couldn't pray with me a little longer? Where did you go? Now, y'all are okay putting a label and a title on people to do exactly what Jesus talked about, which is make them twice the child of hell. Do you have any answers on how to not do that? And again, if you don't look through the eyes of love, you won't find not a one of them. These things are hidden in earthen vessels. That's what the truth. Since y'all back and forth on fact and truth and all that. Again, you playing the game of master. Since we want to keep doing that, man. Y'all don't want to find that narrow road. You're all right doing the dance between broad and narrow. That's fine. Everybody got their own thing. Again, to each their own, right? But at the end of the and again, y'all don't believe in it. That's fine. That's fine. We're not here for that. This ain't about debate. Again, Titus is telling you clear as day, man. Stay away from that type of stuff. Unless the conversation is bringing some level of completion between two thoughts. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. There should be some edification on any subject after a debate is over. That's for real. Y'all go back and look at different debates that like James Baldwin has, and I'm talking about the real impactful ones, not the fluffy stuff. The stuff that certain things like the Black Revolution, as they call it, was built upon, right? Those things let you know at the end of that thing, freedom for black people is non-arguable. You arguing it, something wrong with you, man. That's all right. And again, that's all right. That's for you. That's for you how you feel about the thing. This is why I can stand in a room with the Satanist, paganist, and the atheist, and I'd be all right, man. As a Christian, I'd be all right. We ain't here. Again, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. You know, somewhere along the line, humanity was living in peace, and somebody thought that it was okay because of their own issues with their own culture and society that taking stuff made sense, y'all. No, it don't. Living in peace is what does. Whether you live on the land nude as a jaybird, as they say, naked as a jaybird, right? Or whether you clothed down like the people up in Alaska, Siberia, and all that, right? It don't matter, man. This is to be lived in peace, harmony. There ain't no perfect world. We ain't talking about no perfect world. The perfect world was given. When are the humans going to step up to the plate? That's the point, y'all. And that ain't no Shangri-La. We are paying the price for not doing it because we can. So who the hell wants to talk about why are we even concerned about Donald Trump? Do you know how you show you don't care about Donald Trump? When it comes to this next election, you don't vote for that man. When it comes to this next election, you're also fed up with Joe Biden and bringing over all these immigrants, which will bringing over all these migrants, which will then turn into immigrants, then pushing your jobs out the line without supporting you and making sure that your jobs are okay. Because, see, this is the trope that the Democratic thing does. Just like the Republican thing has its own self-serving thing. See, y'all keep believing that either one of these is good for you. And ladies and gentlemen, they don't care about you. Do you know who should, though? You. Do you know who should be holding accountable those of whom said group of people care about? We should be holding those who, quote unquote, rule over us, of whom we give governing power to. And technically that don't really make it Republican. That's just the word that people put on it, right? Government is for the people. Again, it works hand in hand, just like woman and man. Men need to get off the sexist thing. Y'all need to stop looking at head of the household the way you do. Christ set the precedent for what head of household looks like, because if y'all are the leaders, you must serve, right? We just finished going over that this past Super Bowl with everybody getting up in arms about this foot washing commercial everyone watching. Now he gets us, right? Y'all got to serve, man. And the serving heart is missing because it is driven from love and compassion, y'all. It's not driven in leadership and lordship. That's some England 2.0 trashy mess. Oh, man. The first shall be made last, and the last shall be first. This is what your Bible tells you, y'all. So when the trap comes, this is why Jesus could tell the adversary. See, again, y'all, and how long are we into this? Why? Because we just talking, we just having a conversation today, man. We just having a conversation today. We're just having a good old conversation. Matter of fact, excuse me a second. One second, y'all. Let me go get my notebook. I don't have my notebook with me. Hold on. Play like the Jeopardy thing in your mind right now. All right, and we're back. We'll put a cute noise there for those little things there. Yeah, the other thing here. This is just some stuff on this last shall be first, man. Just kind of tying in. You know, for those who talk about it. Oh man, nice guys always finish last. You know, the Bible talks about how you persevere. For those who persevere to the end shall be rewarded. Where are my patient folks at? Oh, what might look now like you taking the L, man. Me and a couple buddies of mine, man, we were just listening to that song last night, and it's from Big Sean. And yeah, that's all right. Y'all can, however you need to feel and speak, go for it. But again, you take a L at night, bounce back in the morning, man. Right? It's gonna be times where you lose, but losing don't mean you lost the war. That just means you lost one of them battles. Now, your open adversary knows this. That's why they don't care when, like, you have the Montgomery Brawl last year and you beat down a couple of so-called white folks. Who cares about that when they own the courthouses and the hospitals that y'all gonna have to go to deal with your legal and medical issues? Because y'all down in Alabama, you ain't got no black hospitals and courthouses. See, again, because of integration, like we were talking about NLB, not MLB, Negro League Baseball, right? Because of integration, y'all didn't understand the play that was going on there. Yeah, y'all can come on down, but you're coming on down into that which is established by someone else who does not know you. They don't care about you. So guess what you're going to get, y'all? You'll get the bottom of the barrel. That's what you get. No, KJ, that's not what it is. Okay. Look at life and you tell me. And you look at life a little closer. Tell me I'm not telling the truth. Oh man, I dare say, I gotta say, Christians sitting in pew seats next to those who are of a different skin color, and y'all don't even, you don't see the preciousness in the light of your dear dark black brothers and sisters, man. Y'all don't. You still got that which is embedded in you from Master, that you've not let the Master wash your mind and heart of. This is the truth, y'all. This schism and divide is still in the church today. And the boldness that it took Dr. Frederick K.C. Price to talk about it back in the 90s is the same boldness we need to stand up with today. That mess still goes on, y'all. It ain't ended, it went nowhere. That's why you don't see churches really, truly doing what they need to in society yet. But it's coming, and when it does, you face the same guillotine and gladiator arena like your Christian ancestors did. That's not preaching violence. That's telling you what happens in history when you stand up for the right thing, y'all. When do we stand up together? When do we do it? When does the homosexual and the heterosexual stand up together? It don't matter about whether you agree their life is right or not. When do y'all stand up together? Because they're attacking both of y'all's sexual lives, whether you like it or not. What you mean, KJ? The heterosexual ain't? Okay. Y'all go with it. Ah, man. Oh man. So, let's see where it was. Where was it that I was looking? Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hmm. 16. Okay. So again, Matthew 20, 21, 22 is kind of a you talk about context, right? And again, another parable. We'll keep you here a little bit longer, ladies and gents, and then we'll just go on about our day. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a person. Again, we got to stop doing this man-woman thing. Yeah, that's all right. Like unto, see, again, these things are written in the mindset of the people back then, y'all. And everything was very man-driven. But I ask you a question. Is everything very man-driven? Life is not only man-driven, is it? Because, again, in order to get the men coming into this world, they got to come out the... Never mind. Y'all keep missing it. That's all right. For the kingdom of heaven is for the kingdom of heaven is like unto homeowners, right? Like unto a man that is a householder, homeowner. Man, just to talk about land for a minute, but anyway, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers to work his yard. Vineyard, yard, work your yard. Vineyard, they're talking about grapes. It don't matter what it is. Your hibiscus, your daisies, your lilies, your hostas, right? Come on, my gardeners out there, right? Your little orchards, right? Switch out vineyard for orchard, huh? Where your fruit yielding tree yard is. And we just named it orchard, okay? When he agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them, so we agreed on the price between the laborers. There was an agreement on the price. Y'all missing it, man. And we settling for the money they give us every day when you damn well know it take way more money. My God in heaven, yo. It take way more money than what we're living on today, y'all. What? They get so, it's like they've done so good. They Massa let us get up to $15 an hour, Susie. Did you see it on the news yesterday? We's gonna get paid. You house Negroes, man. Yo, this is not even cool anymore, man. And then tank up the price, not tank, well, to tank really with sports is more tanking, isn't it? But then I'll say it that way, run up the prices on you. Man. God help us, man. Sent them out into the yard, right? And went about the third hour. I'm not even getting into hours and numbers and all that because I know this is where people go. It's a story, y'all. Saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Verse 4 said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard. Man, we'll get everybody to work. It don't matter who it is. Oh, they too lazy. Oh, they were standing idle in the marketplace. They just chilling, you know. I'm from New York, y'all, right? So in Home Depot out there, and this is a shout out to my Mexican brothers and sisters because they got that hustle. Unfortunately, we allow life that others have made here to beat it out of us. But shout out to our Mexican brothers. This one I'm talking about with my Caribbean brothers and sisters. You keep on fighting against Babylon, y'all. This is how it goes, man. The struggle in Zion fighting against Babylon is real, but I guess the Christian couldn't talk about that because Rastafarianism is something that's too pagan for y'all, ain't it? Anyway, y'all keep on that battle in Babylon, man, because there comes to those who are patient the victory. That's real. This is not supplanting anybody, guys. This is talking about, again, I must keep referencing the thing, which is the defense that comes up in the mind. They're just trying to take from us. No, we trying to live in peace, y'all. This is where that philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. come into play. But the same thing with Malcolm X, man. You got to be ready to defend yourself because these people are going to be the ones bringing the violence, not you. You're supposed to have a seat at the table too, y'all. But what are we talking about? Humans, this is not where somebody's supposed to supplant over someone till the end of time, man. It's not. No. That's up for the good judge of us all, up above us all, to make that decision, not humans. And we mess up every time we keep doing that. So we get the idle people from verse 4. Y'all come on down. From verse 3. Now in the verse 4, you got the homeowner here. Y'all come on in. Whatever is right, I will give you, man. When do we get there, ladies and gents? When do we? Hey. When do we get there, y'all? When do we get there? When can we just do what's right by people, man? If all y'all in the workhouse, when we say church house, we'll use the office, the retail room, the retail building, it don't matter. Everybody in the house, y'all all getting $20 an hour. You see what I'm saying? We talking increase, y'all. Say you talk about precedents, man. They'd use this whole thing with Donald Trump about him being the first president, blah, blah, blah. Again, they could have strung presidents a mile long, man. And we're not advocating for death and all that kind of thing, but y'all was okay with lynching brothers, man. Y'all had them swinging from trees. That was a church. That was an actual to show you how horrible this was, y'all. In the 50s, when this thing was they left church to go watch brothers swing because y'all was doing this for the name of God, man. I wonder where else we seen that from. Oh, yeah, that was with the witches a couple of 100 years before that, man. A bunch of 100 years before that, man. We seen that same thing. Interesting. They just switched the venue in which they did it on. They just built fire and burn them to death. These you hang them and you just. Can we live in peace, man? Is that something that y'all just can't do? I know you're used to warring in Europe. I know. You got to fight for that king and queen throne and crown. We get it. Like, what is life without fighting for that, right? You understand you've been called to something else, though, right? Never mind. He said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatever is right I'll give you. And they went their way. And again he went out about the 6th hour, and the 9th hour, did the same thing. Went out about the 11th hour, find others standing idly by, said to them, why are you standing here all day idle? Now, this is the opposite where you got somebody really giving you work. We ain't talking about where you find people. I can't find nobody to work, man. There ain't nobody to work. No, y'all have nickel and dime people so much, they don't want to work for you no more. And then they shouldn't. It's the same thing in church. Y'all keep nickel and diming and taking money from people's pockets, and you wonder why they leaving your church, man. No, they just all have fallen. They've all fallen deceptive to the doctrine of devils. Oh boy, it's no different than the excuse that they all lazy out there. No, they're not. Pay them what they're worth, y'all. And you know it's way more than $15 an hour. Y'all got ranges that you can pay folk from. You ain't got to treat everybody like they Mexican. You're doing Mexican brothers and sisters wrong by doing that mess. And all the other different migrants that you would put in places of work. But again, ladies and gentlemen, history is so telling. This was the same mess that was happening around the times back when they made Labor Day a legal holiday, y'all. This is why we did that episode last year. Everything sets a precedent for something else, y'all. And again, if our dear brothers and sisters in humanity could fight for what is rightfully theirs, shorter work hours and more pay, guess what? You can today too. And it's time for those who deal in law, and it's time for those who deal in finance to start standing up now for the worker. That's all. You know, everywhere across these states, that money is jumping through the roof, man. Hey, if it costs more to buy the thing, you're going to have to pay us more. And then we're going to have to deal with the fact of how out of balance this economy is. That's the part people don't want to deal with. That's the stuff folks don't want to deal with, man. Because it would change things on a drastic level. And maybe not as drastic as you think. Because again, greed and excess. And you can talk to my native brothers and sisters and my Hindu brothers and sisters, Jamaican brothers and sisters. Y'all can talk about excess to them, man, because they know about that. Waste is all over. They call out folks on a daily basis about waste. We waste too much. But again, when you go back into England in the 1200s and all of this, when all this mess started then, they were living high off the hog, y'all. This is Valhalla up in this place. We drinking and meat is flowing and the eating and the screwing. And this is what was going on, y'all. Everything a party except for everybody else but them. Got to call that out. The party is open to everybody now. God made sure of it that way, y'all. So how far are we? Okay, we'll keep y'all for a few more minutes. Lately, we've been going 40 minutes. We'll try to trim some of these down. Some of them have been shorter, not too many. But they said unto him, because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatever is right you will receive. So when the evening had fully come, the Lord of the vineyard said to his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last to the first. It's funny how you make it. It's funny how the house owner had this policy: pay the last person first before the first person. Never mind. Never mind, man. Y'all want to help your economy, man, you're going to have to adopt certain things. See, these are our brothers over in the Middle East, right? Because we still don't get it. Start looking at some of the things and mesh the two between East and West. Stop separating them. Anyway, and when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, every man received a penny. Now again, y'all have to look at this thing as you were paid correctly for what you were, right? You were paid correctly. So when you see a penny, yeah, it's low, but it was a lot for then. That don't mean now. Don't take that analogy and let it twist in your mind talking about that you're being paid correctly now. You're not. You're not. You don't need a 58 million year degree and a piece of paper and a lot of debt to get you paid correctly either. Anyway. But when the first came, they supposed that they should receive more. And they likewise received every person a penny. When they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour. They only worked 1 hour, is what they're saying. This is the argument they're making. And thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden in the heat of the day. But he answered one of them, said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didn't you agree to me to work for a penny? This is like this is like watching the Saw movies, which I love them movies, y'all. Lord, I know people can't stand blood and gore. Y'all are all right though with the 45 in your house shooting somebody and killing them, but you can't stand watching the blood and gore. That's all right. No, come on, KJ. Yeah, no. See, this is what I mean. I'm done on the hypocrisy, y'all. We're okay promoting that which causes what you see in Saw, right? We're okay supporting a society that would cause such imbalance where you wouldn't pay for somebody's insurance properly, and then which happens in the mind when you quote unquote what we call snap. And then you start seeing people dying everywhere. But no, we don't deal with the insurance company, though. We don't do that. See, we deal with the serial killer. We label and then deal with that part. Because that's got to be where the wrong is, not the insurance company. Maybe at the very least, y'all could deal with both. Can't do that, can you? No. Because, see, it's easier to deal with the quote-unquote person you see is wrong because all these people are dying improperly, right? But not the ones that would pay for somebody's life being saved. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't come that far. Lord, help us do it, too. Yeah, we need some help. We need to start dealing and tapping on that energy that is in us, man. And you ain't got to believe in God for that. That's in every one of us, man. That ability to be good in every one of us. You are judged for whether you believe in God and been good to somebody or not. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again, this is not to deter those who do believe in God, y'all, but you are in no place to be like you better than by grace you are saved through faith. When did you become all this high and mighty? Where did that come? This is the attitude in which the apostles, or whatever title y'all want to put on them, right? This is how they were speaking of for. When did you become this high and mighty? This is not from you. Anyway. Again, didn't you agree to work for a penny? Go back up to verse 2. He agreed with the laborers for a penny a day. Y'all all get the same amount. So wouldn't that mean then y'all got to go back to the renegotiating table then if you're not being paid correctly? See, again, this is the kind of person that's even to everybody. And we have seen on these businesses where they are not even to everybody. Anyway. Take that as 9. This is verse 14. Go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as I gave unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do with mine own what I will do with my own? That's what that's saying. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? It is. It is. Is thine eye evil because I'm good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. This is another one of those verses that, especially that last sentence there, is repeated over and over again. Guys, we got to stop. We got to stop, man. The balance has been thrown off. It's time for us to bring this thing back into balance. So yeah, those are some things that are going on in June. Again, shout out to those who deal with PTSD. Shout out one time to Juneteenth. Shout out to that which is the government actually doing it's supposed to do and putting people and convicting folks that they should instead of letting them skate. So again, it wouldn't matter if it was Donald Trump, Joe Biden, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, because Lord knows you had to write a draft that was 5 of 5 to give black folks their emancipation. While you wanted to ship them all back to Africa, and we all don't look alike, by the way. While the broad nose, big lips, wide forehead, curly hair is shared, it don't mean we're all the same. Hello, don't an Italian and a Russian and a German have long hair? Can they all have long hair? Can they all have narrow noses, fair skin, yet not all be the same people yet? Yeah, I say again, we know the defenses in the mind. We talking about the difference between massa and the master that made all of the nations of this planet from one blood, signifying they're multiple nations, yet connected. Because we're of one blood. And the quicker we understand this, ladies and gentlemen, and start giving proper recognition, the better life will be. And until then, you gonna keep getting this sick, messy soup you've been getting. I know I don't like the taste of it. And I know there's a lot more on this podcast who listen who don't either. We have a choice to make, folks, and we can make that choice. You know, another thing on this here is we end at 45 minutes. Shout out also to Lou Gehrig Day. That is June 2nd. That'll be tomorrow. ALS is a horrible disease. All of these things here, we're just going to look up ALS to say its definition online. Again, when they say speak their names, this is a real thing, right? Power, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So let's just make sure here. Looks now my apologies on this because I don't say these words out loud a lot. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is a neurological, that's dealing with your nerves, that's dealing with the brain, that messes around with the motor nerves in your body. And it robbed Lou Gehrig. So again, we're talking about one of our so-called white brothers and sisters, our European brother, right? It robbed him. I know what they say. I know how they try to make this divide, y'all. We have been called to walk in peace, all of us. And those who don't face a penalty. We, by not doing so, have been facing a penalty, y'all. It's time to separate from those who don't want us around to maintain and live in peace. That's the point. You ain't supposed to be walking around in contention and war all day. The Bible warns against that. Holy books war against that. It's time that we start walking in the light of the truth. In the light of the fact that the longer we keep warring with each other, no one wins, everybody dies. Let that happen naturally, right? Instead of forcing that on someone by chasing after greed, which only leads to death. So, not really Lou Gehrig's disease. It is a sclerosis. It is a damage of the body. We've been given abilities, y'all. Isaiah 61 talks about those abilities, and repetition is necessary for learning. So we're going to go over that verse next time. Because that's the reason that this podcast started, y'all. What was put on my heart to talk about life, because it's time to start talking about life, y'all. Love each other. Look past the garbage that they've got set up you're supposed to suck down in relationships. And really look at your husband, wife, and partner. As you should to be able to encourage life and growth in all its stages. Because if you don't, the only thing there is death. So, that's what I got for y'all today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for walking along this road with your boy KJ. Hey. Thank you very much. And as always, ladies and gents, look to find the beauty in a different view.